first time I saw her, everything in my head went quiet. All the ticks, all the constantly refreshing images just disappeared. We have an obsessive compulsive disorder. You don't really get quiet moments. Even in bed, I'm thinking, did I lock the door? Yes. Did I wash my hands? Yes. Did I lock the door? Yes. Did I wash my hands? Yes. When I saw her, one thing I can do was think about the hairpin curve of her lips, or the eyelash on the cheek, the eyelash on the cheek, the eyelash on the cheek. I knew I had to talk to her. I asked her out 6 times in 30 seconds. She said yes after the third one, but none of them felt right, so I had to keep going. On our first date, I spent more time organizing my meal by color than I did by eating or fucking talking to her. But she loved it. She loved that I had to kiss her goodbye 16 times or 24 times if it was Wednesday. She loved that it took me forever to walk home because there are a lot of cracks in our sidewalk. When we moved in together, she said she felt safe like no one would ever rob us because I definitely locked the door 18 times. I'd always watch her mouth when she talked, when she talked, when she talked, when she talked. When she told me she loved me, her mouth would curl up at the edges. At night, she lay in bed and watched me turn all the lights off and on, off and on, off and on, off and on. Her eyes and imagined that the days and nights were passing in front of her. Some mornings I started kissing her goodbye, but she'd just leave because I was just making her late for work. When I stopped in front of the crack in the sidewalk, she just kept walking. When she told me she loved me, her mouth was a straight line. She told me I was taking too much of her time. Last week, she started sleeping at her mother's place. She told me she shouldn't have let me get so attached to her. That this whole time, this was a mistake, but how can this be a mistake when I don't have to wash my hands after I touch her? Love is not a mistake. And it's killing me that she can run away from this, and I just can't. I can't. I can't go out and find someone new because I always think of her. Usually, when I obsess over things, I see germs sneaking into my skin, and I see myself crushed by endless succession of cars. And she was the first beautiful thing ever I got stuck on. I want to wake up every morning thinking about the way she held her steering wheel, how she turned her shower knob like she's opening a safe, how she blows out the candle, pulls out the candle, pulls out the candle, pulls out. Now I just think about who else is kissing her. I can't breathe because she only kisses her once. He doesn't care if it's perfect. I want her back so bad. I leave the door locked. I leave the lights on.
I know you belong to somebody new, but tonight you belong to me. Although we're apart.
The structure of this poem is fairly simple. In the beginning of the poem, the speaker introduces his OCD through repetition. The speaker tries to convince the reader that his love for his girlfriend has everything, yet absolutely nothing, to do with his OCD. Towards the middle of the poem, he talks more and more about himself. You can tell that his OCD is getting more stronger here because he used more repetition. But he tries to distract you by fixating his OCD on every characteristic of his girlfriend. And in the middle, you can also see that the speaker is being selfish in a sense by only acknowledging his feeling and his point of view. The shift of the poem, I would have to say, would be where the one line where he introduces how his girlfriend begins to feel in a way. This is this is the shift because this is where their relationship actually spirals and his obsession gets stronger because he is unable to break that fixation he has on her. And towards the end of the poem is very important as well because this is where she's actually gone, but he's still there. He's still there. He's trying to convince himself that he wants to be with her, not because he really wants to, but because he sees her as a necessity, because she is actually becoming a part of his OCD. If he does not have her, he does not have function. He does not have normal, which is why he leaves the light on and the door locked.